So I heard Anime Defenders got an update. Now, I've disliked Defenders for quite a bit now. I used to play it a little bit, but decided to try it out again, mostly because I heard this update was awful. And instead of believing everything I read like a moron, I actually played it. And it was... And it's that bad. It is truly some of the worst slop I've seen get pushed out as an update since Anime Vanguard's 1.1, since the Extreme Dungeons and Anime Dimensions. Of course, I'm actually going to explain why, because unlike some morons, I'm not just going to hate without valid reasons, and I'm going to actually give some real criticism on what the devs can improve on and what they did okay with. First up, this update is heavily pay to win. They released bundles full of items, but the prices are so down bad horrendous that it's extremely clear that they are purely to drain any child of their Christmas Robux from dear old granny. Now, if my grandma fought tooth and nail to get the self-checkout working only for my little brother to spend his Christmas Robux like this, she'd probably just force a heart attack right there. So first piece of advice, lower the stupidly priced bundle costs. Second issue with this update, clearly the testers had zero time to test it. Now, I didn't run into any game-breaking bugs so far, but what I will say, who is gonna find this present? Now, let's say you do find this present, unless you hit it at a specific angle, you can't collect it. And from what I've heard, mobile players are just unable to collect this present. Which, by the way, you need to collect all 10 presents in order to access any of the new content. My third issue, it is simply too easy. I haven't played since the Athenix update, and my stuff was demolishing everything. The game doesn't reward you for grinding out each update, because nothing gets harder. Except me. So yeah, scale the difficulty to where most players would actually have a challenge. Otherwise, it just becomes boring slop. I guess you guys are used to producing that though, so whatever works for you. Another thing I feel needs to be said about this update is that the conversion rate from gems to snowflakes for the Christmas banner is 30,000 to 100. How do you go from 600 pulls and gems to 2 pulls? How? So yeah, fix that. That's just, that is major. That needs fixed now. BS. Another complaint here, The Rock is still here. I hate The Rock. Hashtag remove The Rock now. Now let's go ahead and talk about anything good about this update. Let me just think for a second. Visual effects? No, I've seen better visual effects in Anime Dimensions, and that developer's a solo dev. They did a great job at finding new ways to scam children, and in this update, they finally proved they're the best at one thing. Simply being the worst. Congratulations, Anime Defenders dev team. You win the prize of being best at being the worst. Who would have guessed? This is the only update I've ever seen to make the player count go down upon release. Anyway, that's pretty much all. Have a great night, y'all. Good luck on the grind, but I would highly recommend grinding those hours of sleep instead of this game. You'll have more fun watching paint dry. See ya.
My name is Avertex Fire.